Happy Sunday. Welcome to Money Church. Today we are talking about the top 5 stories in the stock market and the U.S. economy. And the one that everybody's talking about, NVIDIA, hit 5T this week, y'all. So we're definitely going to get into it. I'm Kamari. Got my brother Jimmy over here. How are you, sir?
Hey, man, I woke up this morning, so I'm great, man. I got no complaints at all. Life is good.
All right. Well, before we get into our weekly thingamajig, I just want to give Jimmy his credit. He did a wonderful job yesterday with the babies. We did our monthly Saturday school and had a great session. I would be lying if I said I'm totally satisfied with it, but Jim and Corey did their thing. Corey's not here with us tonight or this morning.
Let me ask you a question. Will you ever be totally satisfied?
Listen, man, I don't, and listen, I'm gonna keep doing the work. So what I'm saying is not a knock on us. I don't know why we don't have more children.
Hey, man, you know,
I don't like, because we complain, like you go online and you talk about this all the time. Like we love to complain about everything, but never talk about the stuff we love, right? We had a great Saturday school. We had an animator. We had a HVAC guy. The HVAC guy brought a goddamn furnace and his tools. Right? Who does that? Who does?
Yeah, he bought a whole furnace in the joint. So here's my thing, right? And I get what. Go ahead.
And for the animator showed his whole resume. He brought his whole stuff out. They both were dope. Again, I'm not saying I'm going to stop. I'm not dissuaded, but I am a little frustrated and saying like, yo, where y'all at? Y'all babies could benefit from this. I actually did have a lot of this, but I wish I had access to more of this. And I wish more of us had access to this, because this could change the community 5, 10, 20 years. It could be totally different if they had more exposure. What were you going to say, Jim?
No, I was going to say, people are full of it, right? So, this is a conversation I have with Corey all the time. Like, and I tell him, like, you got to build with those that want to build, but you just got to understand that, you know, and again, maybe I told it, maybe they can call me jaded kids. Maybe I'm jaded, but I understand that, you know, folks don't really want freedom, man. Folks don't really want anything other than, you know, just stay on their iPhone and you know, watch Netflix and you know what I mean? So I understand that. So I'm okay, but I'm okay with that. So my thing is, I just want to super serve whoever it is that actually does show up and whoever's there.
And I'm with that, but I know you, like I, care about the entire community.
I do.
Like, why isn't every Black child here? But that leads into a whole other conversation we have. Like, we can tell the trajectory of a child based upon their parents' interaction. And that's a whole other conversation. But
this is absolutely true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is absolutely true. But I mean, fact of the matter is, man, salute to those that did show up. It was a great time. The guests were super. I was actually impressed. I got a little education myself. So we had a great Saturday overall. You know what I mean?
It was great. It was great.
So I ain't mad.
What up, Don? How you doing, baby?
Pause.
I'm not saying pause, man. Listen, fuck you and pause. That's all. You know, it's funny. I want to show a video, but I'm not going to show it because I don't want to slander the guy. And it's not. It was a great video. I'm gonna send it to our group chat. But he said a lot of things that all you pause people would deem pause words. But it's
pause people.
Yeah, you pause people.
What did it say? You pause people? Call me pause people?
You are pause people. You can't help it. You've been programmed so much, you can't help it.
Listen, man. As a Black man, you gotta let me enjoy the jokes that I can enjoy, man. You know, that's part of my Black joy. You trying to take away my Black joy.
If everything you gotta do references some kind of sexual gratification, go at it, brother.
No one said anything about referencing sexual gratification. It's you, somebody. Hey, Don, yesterday Kamari had the most flagrant pause I think I've ever heard, man. And I wish Corey was here to co-sign this, because he's gonna deny it.
Listen, I'll tell you what I said. I said this man was coming to look at my unit, my HVAC unit.
That's not what you said, though. You was like, I got to get out of here. I got some guy coming over to check out my unit. I'm like, what?
But I was talking about our heating and air guy.
You know, I didn't know what you was talking about. It was flagrant. Don, it was flagrant, Don.
Listen, man, I'm not thinking about sex when I'm talking to another man. So I'm sorry.
Studies show that men do. No, man, I'm sorry. Go ahead though.
Listen, I don't know what studies you are showing and reading and the people you're hanging out with. Those ain't my people. That ain't
Here you go. Here you go.
Have at it.
The slander. The slander.
No, you just said it. You just said it.
No, I'm just telling you what studies show, man. Studies show that what you're saying isn't true. All I'm saying is that was the most flagrant thing I think I've heard. I was like, what you say?
If you say so. Listen,
man. Hey, Champ, Don, y'all in the chat. Y'all, yo, that sounded crazy. We just sitting there and I'm like, yo, what the time I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here because I got some guy coming over to my house to check out my unit. Whoa.
And I still stand by that. I say this, but listen, I love y'all. I love you, Jimmy. I'm not joining the pause gang. Fuck y'all. Y'all got that shit. I'm not part of that. I refuse.
That was foul. That was absolutely foul.
Hey,
that was flagrant.
Call it cool. I'm trying to get work done. I told you I'm now in the new Ministry of Real Estate. My new name is 50 Door Mar.
The Ministry of Real Estate. Okay.
I don't care what y'all talking about with that. But listen, let's get to the show. We got top 5 stories. We got top 5 stories in the news today. Now, Jimmy said he can do this in 10 minutes, y'all.
Yeah, but that was before I knew. Look, even Emeka is telling you that's wild. What you said is wild. I was saying that before you. I thought I was gonna be here on a dolo, and I said I can go through these in 10 minutes. But you know how you like to, Well,
listen,
what you do.
My feelings are hurt now, so I'm just going to shut up and let you do it.
Your feelings ain't hurt, bro. You are the one who's the troll and the mean person, man. I got documentation to show that now. It's documented, man. It's documented now.
Shout out to Courtney, our sister Courtney.
Shout out to Courtney, man. Yeah, shout out to Courtney. Stop bullying Courtney, man.
I've never bullied Courtney.
I don't know, man. That's not what she's saying, man.
All right, so what up, Don? What up, Champ? What up, Emeka? What up, Cedric? How y'all doing today? Happy Sunday.
Yeah, happy Sunday, everybody. Yeah, man. So you go ahead. Let's get the conversation started, man. You got it.
All right, top 5 story of the week. NVIDIA, it's $5 trillion. NVIDIA is now worth $5 trillion. I don't think I would have ever imagined that.
I don't think I'd ever, $5 trillion. I didn't think I would see it in my lifetime. But again, it's Moore's Law, right? So before we look up, it's going to be a $10 trillion company.
And so right now, NVIDIA is trading at $202.49, but it is worth $4.92 trillion. That's crazy.
Insane, bro. Insanity. Also, it's a little scary.
Yes. Now, why do you think it's scary?
Because it's an AI bubble. Let's just say what it is. I don't think it's an AI bubble in the sense of 2008, but I think it's an AI bubble in the sense of 2001.
They were both rough bubbles.
Yeah, but I think it was a difference, though. It was a difference, though. I think 2001 I would like to call somewhat of a cleansing, right? Because you had companies that come out of that, such as Amazon and others that still exist to this day, and some of the biggest companies. It was just that there was a lot of other companies that had no business being in the space, getting the valuation they got that disappeared. So I think that's where we are. When it comes.
Thank you for that super sticker, Cedric. Appreciate you.
Cedric, appreciate you, Cedric. Thanks so much. But so I think what'll happen is as we make our way out of this AI bubble, you'll have the big players. And the thing is, who will be? Everybody thinks that NVIDIA is clearly going to be one of them, but I think that it's going to get cleaned up. Dog eat dog. You'll have a lot of consolidation, and there'll be some, but it's going to be a lot of money just evaporate, a lot of valuation will just go by the wayside because a lot of it's fake. That's my opinion, at least. And again, not investment advice. Anything we say here is not investment advice for educational, informational purposes only. I'm just giving you how I feel about how I see the marketplace right now. I do think it's a bubble, but I don't think it's a 08 bubble with AI. I think it's a 01 bubble with AI.
I mean, innovation creates opportunity, right? But this mega valuations, they also bring risk because we could see a steep decline at some point.
This is true.
I don't think that's like rocket science. I don't think that's anything far out of the way.
It does. And also hustling is the key to success.
Okay.
Money is the key to I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Nice rap bar. But listen, if you're investing into just tech, because there are some people out there just invest in tech. I mean, there's a lot of other sectors out there that are growing and will provide some stability and growth over time as well. So don't follow the hype. That's all I want.
I've never heard anybody say just invest in tech, but I mean, that's
Okay.
People say that?
No comment. I'm not slandering nobody today, man.
No, I'm dead serious.
The whole idea of, I can't think of the slogan, but it's like,
Oh, are you talking about the two tech two ETF thing?
yes.
Yeah, but the idea behind that, though, see, and people just take that on his face without actually hearing him explain that concept, right? The concept is the ETF, to put most of your money in the ETF, which is broad based, whether it's the total stock market or the S&P, and just have two tech to give you a little bit of growth with it. That's what that's about. So that to me is not just go full. That's not going full tech to me.
You're gonna get growth from from tech anyway, because tech is the leading dominator in the S&P 500.
Yeah, but it's not the same level. It's not the same level of tech, and I've done the math. It's not even going to be close if you just go full ETF and you don't add the other tech. That's just kind of like a.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Right. So you're going to get exposure to that anyway, but now you are overloading the tech, and so you're ruling out everything else. And so and yes, and so even with doing the research, all of y'all's research is like short term, in my opinion. 20 years is nothing to the stock market.
I've done the research back in 1927.
Okay, and what was tech in 1927?
Tech in 1927, what was happening in the oil companies, that was considered technology in 1927.
That's not tech.
What do you mean it's not tech?
Straight oil.
Infrastructure, the point was tech. That was considered tech.
Nah.
And I can give it to you from decade to decade. If you want to go back to the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, you want to go 30, 40 years.
Did you need to say pause there, sir?
Because that sounded crazy. But with that being said, though, so when you say two tech two ETF, you're talking about having that broad base. And by the way, when he says that, is majority of it goes into the broad base.
And it's not him. It's a lot of people that say this. So
no. I was just using that as an example because I didn't know that's what you were talking about. Because when I actually listened to the logic and broke it down and looked at the numbers, nothing wrong with that because he's talking about just taking a little bit of your money outside of the broad-based ETF and putting it in tech just to give it a little bit of a boost in terms of the growth. And it won't be the same as just getting it in the ETF. It's not even close.
Okay, what happens to the correlations when everything goes to shit?
One of the reasons why I am a top T fan are because when you actually look at that broad-based ETF and the tech that you get from that ETF, it doesn't.
That's what you're telling me because I asked you a question and you just kept talking.
Well, I'm answering your question. You won't allow me to answer the question in the way that I want to answer it. I can't give you the answer that the way you want to. I have to do it the way that I want to.
Great answer.
I'm giving you an answer, but you won't listen to my answer.
Go ahead.
My answer is the reason that the broad base, first of all, is one of the reasons why I'm not the biggest VTI fan, because what tends to happen with those is it's going to be carried by the top. But what happens is that stuff at the bottom of it tends to bring it down, right? It tends to bring it down. And when you have those ETFs, one of the reasons why I love Top T is because it gives you the best of both worlds. It gives me the top of the S&P 500 without having it being brought down. And if anything changes, what tends to happen is it's self-cleansing. So if things fall out of that top 20, they will be replaced by other things coming into the top 20. Not investment advice. Top T is probably my biggest holding at this point. Well, outside of the, anyway, go ahead. But my point is, there's nothing wrong with that specific philosophy. That's not going all tech to me.
So when we look at all the sectors, right, you got communications, consumer discretionary, consumer staples, energy, financials, healthcare, industrials, materials, real estate, technology, utilities. You don't think there'll be no growth in any of those?
Not to the same level. I mean, because here's the other part too. A lot of times when it comes to finance, we tend to forget that things change based upon societal changes, right? So if I would have just taken a broad base, right, over the last, to say 30 years versus taking tech has dominated, right? And it's not to say that tech won't, but this is why, again, my top T theory. As long as I have the top 20 in there, whatever industry is dominating, I'll have a piece of that industry. Right. And even with that strategy of two tech, two ETF, by you having the two ETF as your broad base, you're kind of covered. You're just buying something outside of that to get a little supercharged. That's why I said, to me, it's no problem with that.
Right, but you never answered my question. No, my question was what happens when all correlations go to one. And so correlations all go to one. This happened in 2008. Fuck, everything's cooked. And then so, sure, it's great on a ride up. You can ride that wave and you'll be sunny.
That's the point of most of your money being in the broad base. That's the whole point of that.
You missed the question. The question is when all correlations go to one, when they all move the same. But when they all move the same and everything crashes, there is no reprieve. There is no rescue for any of that.
So it doesn't matter then.
So I guess I can't finish. It does matter
because no, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. Because certain assets will react differently. For example, bonds. Bonds are going to react differently, even if they all become one correlation wise. They're going to bounce back differently. We've seen that. Do the research.
You're cherry picking. You're cherry picking 2008. I'll give you 2008. Give me 2009 to 2025, and you can have your 2008.
This I'm not cherry picking. 2008 to 2021. Black Monday. There's several. There's several,
but again, you're still cherry picking. You're going to give me 15 days. You're going to give me 15 years. I can give you 100 years. You take my approach versus your approach. Who's going to have more money at the end of the day?
You go back to 29, right? All those deep depression, you will see a difference of this. Listen, the majority of your returns will come from your allocation, about 91% of it, your asset allocation. So,
but what I'm saying is the idea of asset allocation changes over time. That whole idea of a bond, like that doesn't exist no more. We're in a whole different market.
It still exists.
No, it doesn't.
It does. It still exists.
It doesn't.
All right, we're moving along to the second because I don't want to blabber Sky, right? We said 10 minutes.
I'd have been done already. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So the global markets are still rallying, right? China trade hope is coming here. Trump is making good with Ping. What do you think about that?
I think it's all BS. It's all smoke and mirrors. And last thing I just want to say, man, listen, man, you got to stop it with the boomer finance advice. That advice is dead. Anyway, with that being said, everything is smoke and mirrors. The economy is in the toilet, and we're doing anything we can to prop it up and to keep foreign entities buying our bonds. But go outside and you'll see what's really going on. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, if you say so. I mean, that sounds like boomer finance, but okay.
Go outside and see what's really going on. That's not boomer finance. That's matter of fact, you shouldn't be the finance rebel. You the boomer rebel now at this point.
Not at all. So, all right, that's story 2, right? So remember, the angle of changing global trade deficits will change. Global goods, services, and community business will change. All right, so keep that in mind. Story number 3, credit stress whispers. So people are still worried about all these loans, all these foreclosures, all these repossessions out here on the street. Have you any thoughts about that, Jim?
Again, I go outside and you'll see it is a problem out here. Credit is really a problem out here. Everything it's very problematic right now. No matter how they try to clean it up, people are struggling. People can't afford groceries. So people are living on credit cards, as a matter of fact, right? If you talk to anyone who works in adult entertainment, they'll tell you that money is drying up. So
see, that's a problem right there. You're always thinking about goddamn adult entertainment.
No, that's a part of finance. See, that's the thing. You think I'm joking when I say these things, but what I'm saying is
serious.
Certain things, I'm being dead serious. Like
I know that's all you think about.
That's not all I think about. What I'm saying is it's a true indicator, though. Listen. You can learn finance from the streets, bro, because you'll see where people are struggling, where the money is going. You'll see when the money is plentiful. When the money is plentiful, that gives you a sign. People, listen, man. This is what I tell a lot of times when we talk to y'all. You have more information than you think you have, right? You look at it as everyday life. People know. It's funny. I remember Young Jeezy saying that when he dropped that album, The Recession, and he was talking about, before the recession hit, he could tell from the streets, and I was like, I totally understand that. You can go into the market and see. I went to the market yesterday, and what astounded me about the market yesterday, and it could be one of those things about, SNAP benefits and other benefits going away. It just wasn't crowded. There wasn't a lot of people in there, and the shelves were like stacked. And I'm like, this is a little weird. It's a Saturday. Where are people, right? Again, this is the whole idea. In
market, Jim.
Huh?
You went to the actual supermarket.
I went to my supermarket, yeah, of course. Amazon Fresh. I went to 2 actually. I went to Target and Amazon Fresh. I told you I was going to Target. I had to go to Target to take that HDMI cord back, but also went to supermarket. Anyway, but the point being is generally on a Saturday, it's jam packed. There's nobody there, and like sometimes you can't find things in this like. So then it got me to thinking about this, right? All the different talk about SNAP and I was like, well, we only talking about it from one standpoint. We're only talking about it from the fact that people can't afford food. But that means if people can't afford food, that means that the stuff is going to sit on the market, right? Which means that,
Oh, yeah.
like, what's the trickle down part of that? What's the trickle down part of that, right? What
I mean,
happens to the distributors, the suppliers?
the farmers, same thing with SNAP benefits, right? Everybody's clowning people on food stamps, but that's going to have an inverse reaction to the overall economy.
What happens to the actual retailers, right? Do you need to even keep as many people employed if you don't have that much shopping going on? So I'm just thinking about, like, what are the downstream effects of this? And this is what I mean about being outside. You can learn a lot about finance by living, right? It's not just about sitting behind a screen looking at numbers jump up on a chart. Get outside, touch grass, and you'll see what's going on in the economy. And Kamari likes to joke when I talk about,
Right.
adult entertainers, but they have a lot of information, man.
Okay, so you're touching grass. Are you like walking barefoot in the grass, Jim? I mean, they say that's a good stress reliever. I'm just curious.
I do that at the crib, man. I go up on the roof and get one with the sun and all that.
Man, that must be nice. Hopefully, one day I'll be able to achieve that level of success. And
Come on, man. You moved to the burbs, bro.
I live in the ghetto burbs. Let's be clear. I live in the ghetto burbs.
Here he go. He lives in the burbs, y'all.
You live in one of the nicer sections of Philadelphia, but that's all I'm going to say, man.
You got a huge tax bill because you live in the burbs, bro.
Oh, what up? Listen, my schools are also better where I was at versus
exactly, because you live in the burbs. You live in the beautiful school district.
But it's not really beautiful. It's not top ranked, but it's better than Philly. And that was one of the reasons why I moved. But the other story that I forgot to talk about is the Fed cut interest rates this week by a quarter point. And so we're expecting that some mortgage rates are going to fall, some things are going to happen, some credit card rates are going to fall. Any thoughts on this, Jim?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Mecca's comment. I just really caught what the Mecca said, the metaverse underworld. I just caught the little double entendre there, the metaverse, not metaverse, netaverse, right? That's intentional.
Okay.
If Jamil was here, he would get that. Mecca, just understand I caught the bar, you know what I mean? And shot the side netta too. All right. But what would you question, Kamari? I'm sorry. Mecca's hilarious, by the way.
Man, y'all gotta stop slandering side netta, man.
No, that's not slander. Listen, I think he's necessary, man.
And a lot of people who are in his verse who do not think about finance at all.
You know what I'm saying? That's all. But I just thought that was funny. I just wanted to make it. I know I caught that. That was a bar. That was funny. That is a viable indicator, though. Just ask folks in those fields of work. Vegas is also dry.
But New Edition is coming back, so maybe that'll turn it around.
No, New Edition is going on a world tour. They ain't going to be in Vegas. They going everywhere.
Going to Vegas too, though. But what up, Jarrell? Jarrell, did you have the baby? If so, because I asked you in the village. We got a name. We got Pound. We got Tom.
Yeah, what's good, Jarrell? How's the youngster, man? Yo. By the way, I got my New Edition tickets. You know what I'm saying? When they come here,
Man, that must be nice. I hope I can afford to do that one day.
Here you go.
What them things running like a stack?
Don't worry about it. All I'm saying, I got you though. When PJ Morton come to Philly, I got you, man. When the GOAT come to Philly, I got you.
Okay. All right. I'll be waiting for that to happen. All right. Don said, example, SoFi may label a finance company, but it's heavy tech. Google is actually a communications company, but we think of them as tech company.
And that's the other part too. What does it even mean to be a tech company? Because at this point, everybody wants to be a tech company.
Well, everybody is a tech company at this point.
So what are we even saying? So
I'm saying that you don't necessarily need to focus just on tech because there's so much tech in everything else as well. As you said, real estate, right? You said you were having a conversation with somebody and you said we're a real estate company, but we're really data. Tech. Yeah. So it's really a tech company. So
I mean, I could make the argument that every single company that exists is a real estate company. I could definitely make that argument, right? I mean, I don't even have to make the argument. Economists have already made it, right? When they give you the 4 agents of production, and all companies fall under that agent of production. Basically, whatever company you run is just a way to create value on the land. But anyway, but the point is, though, to Don's point, some of these things that are labeled tech, because tech has dominated so much that they've permeated through everything, right? Amazon is consumer discretionary. Google is communications. Don is giving you all the examples. You know what I mean?
That's why he's making my point, though. That's why I don't think you should just focus on tech.
Yeah, but that whole idea of 2 ETF, 2 tech is about having
it's going to change. Like you said,
it's about having specific exposure to one of the FANG stocks. That's what it was. It was something in FANG.
Change. Like you said, everything's self-cleansing.
Well, that's if you buy the ETF. All I'm saying is that to me isn't going all in on tech. That was the whole point I was making. Getting back to the original point, that's not going all in on tech.
Toll Brothers uses their analytics to analyze data processing or home buyers purchasing. That's tech. But y'all got it. Y'all won. Y'all right.
It's not about being right. It's not about being right. It's about that you didn't ever listen to the full breakdown of what it means. Because your point was people are saying go all in on tech. That's not going all in on tech. If the majority of my ETF, if the majority of that portfolio is made up of a broad-based ETF,
you're cherry picking. He is not the only one that's saying that.
But that's why I was asking you to give me an example of who's saying go all in on tech, because I've never heard it.
That's one example, but there's other people saying just go all in on tech.
But my point was that specific example isn't going all in on tech.
How many people are saying I'm just buying Tesla?
I don't know. I don't know those people.
We don't know most of these people. But
I've never heard that either. That's why I'm being honest. I'm not even trying to be funny. I've never heard someone say go 100% in tech. I've never heard that.
I've heard a lot of people say that. They say it's the new gold. Right. All right. Next topic. All right. Inflation eases, interest rate go rise. I just talked about that. And the last one is shutdown shadows that have some economic uncertainty. So people are still not sure what's going to happen with the shutdown and all the other things going around with it. It's going to be really, really rough.
Salute to Jarrell. Jarrell just sent me a text with a picture of the baby. Salute to him, healthy. You know what I'm saying? Everything went good.
Name is Jarrell Jr.?
No, I'm not gonna tell you his name, man.
Okay.
Because you're gonna get joy out of this, and I don't want to give you no joy right now.
See that's hate, man.
No, I tell you. Well, first of all, Jarrell, are you okay with me sharing the name? That's the first thing, because I don't just want to put it out there because he texts me. So I'll be asked that question.
Yep. We don't want to put no information out there that you don't want to share.
Yeah, I'm saying that's the first thing before I let Kamari's day be made. But
we got to protect our people.
Yes, that's absolutely true. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, what was the next comment you wanted to talk about while we here, beloved?
Again, interest rates are getting wacky. Inflation is slowing down. They cut rates. I don't think they should have cut rates. I think rates were fine exactly where they are. And if you go back and you overlay rates falling or cuts, and you look at gentrification and the wealth gap just exploding, not in favor of the Black community, it gets a little rough.
Mm-hmm. Damn, there's another indicator for you, right?
Well, I just said that repos are
But the other thing is
repos are up to 2009 volume at current trajectory. Consumer confidence is down, so they may be somewhat achieving the Fed goal of cooling the economy based on what they outlined a couple of years ago. Right. And that's why I feel no rate cuts need to happen. All right, Jimmy, check your phone, bro, and you can send or share it to him, to Kamari. And Kamari, I'll give you my take about the survival versus greed. Oh yeah, what is your take on that?
Yeah, I posted that in the village, and that was. I'm looking up this company, BROS.
Dutch Brothers.
You say what? Dutch Brothers. Yeah, I was trying to see. I'm not familiar with like everything they do. Let me see that's what I was looking up.
I think somebody brought it up before, but I'm not super familiar either.
That's why I'm looking up like this company here, bro. So appreciate you sharing that. I always like to find new companies that I haven't done any knowledge on and try to do the knowledge.
Okay, so it says Dutch Brothers Inc. together with its subsidiaries operates and franchises drive-through shops in the United States. The company operates through operated shops and franchising and other segments. It operates through company operated shops and online. But what do they sell?
It's a restaurant company, according to what I'm looking at this thing. It's a coffee company.
Dutch Brother Company. Okay, Dutch Brothers Rebels. They didn't jack that name.
I guess there's none of them are in our area. Like so Cedric, where are they big at in terms of their operation? Is it a Midwest? Is it a West Coast? Is it over like where are they where do they operate at primarily?
So it looks like they're headquartered in Oregon.
Okay, so that's out west.
They're trading at $55.54 as of Friday.
Oh, Jarrell said it's cool. His name is Amari.
It's a dope name. But
Of course, you say that.
stop. Amari does not mean Kamari.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it did. I never said it did.
It's not going to make my day. It's not going to make my day.
So what will make your day, beloved?
$1 million cash so I can go somewhere and lay on the beach and buy some.
That's all it takes is $1 million for you to walk away?
In cash.
In cash. $1 million in cash is not all you need.
I have to have other assets as well. But cash.
I hear you. I'm saying $1 million cash is all you need.
No, it's not all I need, but that would make me happy. That would make me very, very happy.
I'd be cool for about 6 months.
Damn. Talk about, jeez.
I'm joking, man.
So Amari,
Cedric says it's a great question, but he sees them up there in Utah. Okay, all right.
Well, hold on. I want to give a shout out to Jarrell with his name. All right, it means strength, courage, and immortal. It's immortal. It's a Yoruba name. It also means strength and power. So that's
fire.
It's a dope name.
That's fire.
You know the adage: give a child a name and raise them up, and they will be that name.
I was asking Monica the other day. I was like, obviously everyone loves their name because it's their name. It's what they were given by their parents. I was like, but if you could rename yourself, what name would you choose?
So I didn't begin to love my name until I probably got over 35. I hated my name. I've been called everything from Kamari, Camaro, Calamari. I got all kinds of slander.
So it's funny, right? Because I got the Meta glasses, and they notify you like when your phone's ringing or whatever. But when Kamari calls, it says Camarai is calling. It says calls you Camarai. So Meta's AI glasses call you Camarai.
Slander me, right? Jimmy loves that, right?
No, I just find it funny, Camarai.
Exactly. See, you find my slander funny.
Oh, it's a good question. Although he spelled your name with a K, it's still a good question though. From Ant.
Now, if you really was my brother, you would say his name is not spelled with a K. You say his name is spelled with a C.
Here you go. That's a great question. He's asking you a question. He said, "What changed your outlook on life for the glass to be half empty? You seem to be pretty unoptimistic, brother."
That's not true. I'm actually pretty optimistic, but I am a realist and I study history. But I believe you can overcome just about anything. So I'm pretty much a glass half full kind of guy. However, people will call me mean or stoic or curmudgeon. I've been called all those things. I forget what Jimmy calls me in slander talk.
In slander talk.
He calls me the pause king, but I don't think.
Do you think overall that you're more optimistic, or are you pessimistic?
I'm definitely more optimistic.
Okay.
But I think people don't look at the data. And so when I say, all right, you want to become a business owner, you work a 9-to-5 job, you ain't saved shit for nothing, but you want to become a business owner, and you don't have many skills, but you want to trash your 9-to-5, and you want to say you're tired of working on the plantation. I would say you might want to rethink that premise. Start saving your money, start getting up your skills, start working on these things that make you undeniable when you get out in the marketplace. I've been slandered for that. I've been said to, what do people say? I love the 9-to-5. I love the plantation, all kinds of wild shit.
Wow.
The data shows most businesses go out of businesses within the first 3 years. So I don't want you to fail. And you have to do certain things not to fail. Wow. And I think it's wild the way we look at employees versus entrepreneurs. Like there is a utopia for entrepreneurialism. Like entrepreneurs in general make more money than 9-to-5 employees. They don't.
Well, I think it's the people you're talking to, right? Because what I realize is most of the people that have that perspective are working jobs they hate, right? Because if you meet someone that actually has a job they enjoy, you won't even hear that kind of talk.
But the people that they have jobs they hate, right? And so that's a solid point, right? They never say, you know what, let me figure out how I can up level my skills. And yes, it is a certain segment, because there are certain people who will take a job, will pimp the hell out of a job, will figure out ways to get raises and bonuses. By the way, I've got somebody coming to Saturday school in December who did just that, working at Prudential Insurance Company. So I'm bringing a real life scenario, someone who's actually climbed the corporate ladder, regular folks just like you and I, that didn't do anything spectacular, but showed that by having grit and determination, they can make some things changes.
And
Now,
it's also funny, right? When I see people reference like specific people, like especially in the finance space, right? And they talk about this, and I'm like, well, for instance, I heard someone talk about like entrepreneurship, and they were bringing up like Jamie Dimon. I was like, Jamie Dimon worked his way up. He wasn't. He didn't.
and how many years has he been in?
He did. He did. He didn't found that company. Like
JP Morgan, right? Yeah, he stands on the shoulders of people that came before him.
so, I think also there's a conversation about equity versus entrepreneurship, right? Like because that's I think that's where the kind of thing falls apart. Equity versus entrepreneurship. Because I met a lot of people who are middle management and even upper management in specific companies who are multimillionaires and more successful than most, and they've been employees the entire time. So, but they have equity. So that's a good conversation right there. Equity versus entrepreneurship.
But real quick, I think it was you. I think it was you that talked about it, right? You have a friend that worked at Walmart. Maybe it was Corey. They worked at Walmart. They got bonuses. They got stock. They chilling right now. They up more than your average. So again, for me, this is why I say I'm half full. It's about wherever you are, there you are, and you make the best out of it and try to pimp the situation.
Man, most millionaires I know have a couple things in common. I told you I was doing an analysis of people I know that have cracked the millionaire status. There's a lot of people with a military background, right? And you know, salute to them for that. I was like, there's something there. And there's a lot of government employees who figured out ways to work their job and save and stack and use those benefits. So, you know, there's a lot of different ways to get to the same goal. Student knowledge.
So yes, yes, and he was definitely an entrepreneur. Jimmy, my very first $1 million client, person who had $1 million in assets, worked at Philadelphia University. They worked at a university, got a great match, and they let that match double up. So when I hear people say 401ks are a scam, it makes my butthole itch.
When I used to work at Johnson & Johnson, there was several millionaires who were just walking around. They were just part of the company. And this is back when J&J was trading for less than $30 a share. So who knows where they are now. I keep in touch with one of the brothers, but and he's doing amazing. He done took his J&J stock and opened up a whole church. But
now
yeah.
Work at I did it. So many people don't know I was a tech guy at one point, Microsoft certified engineer. I used to do a lot of router and work.
You really Forrest Gump, bro. But go ahead.
Yes, I've had a lot of jobs. My last contract was about in 2000, and I worked for Verizon or AT&T. Forget the name, but what name one of the bells. Man, them guys would make money hand over fist, and they would just sit around. They were in management. There was a strike going on. They was like, we love a strike because we go from being salary to getting time and a half and everything else, the coverage. And they racked up, and you're talking about people with $1 million in cash sometimes, multiple homes, vacation homes, drove whatever they wanted, but they weren't trying to keep up with the Joneses per se, as we see it in our community. Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. So that actual experience for me, that live life experience, is what made me see things different. Because I grew up in the hood, and everybody said you gotta start your own, you gotta buy land, you gotta do this, and I got in there, and I'm like, these people. When I left there to tell them I was going like all in on real estate, some of them laughed at me. They're like, "Why?"
Well, because they couldn't see what you saw, and you know.
Well, not just that. Their perspective was let the company do all the cooking for you. Just sit here and keep working your way up and get this stock, right? Because they had already achieved a certain level of success, right? But again, my whole point in saying that is there's multiple ways to get to the destination. You have to figure out what works for you, but also you have to figure out what brings you joy in that. And I'm going to say this until y'all tell me to stop saying it. We really have to focus on what brings us joy, because a lot of times even getting to the millionaire or multimillionaire status ain't what bring you joy. You get there and be miserable. And I've seen those people too.
But Jim, I want to take 5 minutes and talk about that real quick, but I do want to get to these questions. So Jarrell said, so Kamari, does that make you more of a realist? I would say so. Jimmy, what do you think?
That you're a realist?
Yeah, or am I just pessimistic?
I think that I think so. There's certain things you are optimistic on, right? So we talk about this every time we have an event, and I'm always like, ain't nobody gonna show up, and you're like, yo, shut up, somebody gonna be here, right?
I never said that. I would never disrespect you like that. So.
Yes, you would. But anyway, no. But you always you check me in that regard. Like, listen, we did what we supposed to do. People show up, they show up, right? So in that regard, you are optimistic. But I would say, I think you do lean more pessimistic, though. If I had to wait on a scale, it's not that far though. I think you're about even killed. I would say 51-49. But I think you're, you know.
I mean, I think that's fair. But what people also don't realize is that I get to see the blunders and fuck ups all the time. I'm inundated with it. So maybe I am a little bit jaded. I will not deny that. That just means I need to spend more time with my feet in the sand on the beach somewhere, around some things. But so maybe that'll change my outlook on life. Maybe that my outlook on life. But yeah, I think I'm more realistic. But again, I'm looking at the data. I'm looking at real life. For example, I never forget when I was a child working at my father's office, there was a nurse. And she lived in the same block as my dad's office. She had like 3 kids. At the time, she only made about $12 an hour. Now people will say that's not a whole lot of money, but we're talking about in the 80s. So she was able.
Yeah, back then that's minimum wage was like 3 and some change.
Correct. And so back then, she was able to raise her children, do what she did, and get out of that apartment, buy a house, and then attain a level of success. Now she had to work her ass off. And I'm not espousing the whole pull yourself out by your bootstraps, because there are a lot of forces out there that are against us. However, just in that context, she was able to make it do what it was supposed to do. And she did that. And she was determined to do that. And, she benefited, her daughters benefited, and they were able to do some things. So I believe, and also when you do the history, right, people always had faith and they always had hope, even in the darkest of hours, even when they were enslaved, held captives by some cave-dwelling troglodytes and treated them really wrong. They figured out ways to get out of their situations. They were not always successful, but they kept trying. They never stopped trying. So for me, I think I am more of that. But I think that's fair, 51-49, 51.
That's not far off, though. I think you're pretty much even. And I think most people are even. I think that there's in certain aspects, because I would consider myself a more optimist, but when it comes to that one thing, I always, I guess I am more pessimistic, right?
No,
I think
definitely optimistic. I think you're optimistic so much so you don't even care about what us peasants are even thinking about.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Real quick, I want to get to this question from Emeka right here.
I'm glad you pulled it up. I wanted to get to that one next.
What environment would you guys be looking to acquire more real estate projects in 2026? My current 9-to-5 is in the mortgage sector, and I noticed defaults and foreclosures are going up a little.
I'm looking to buy real estate in every environment. I think if you are really about it, you never stop. And that's from my dad being in real estate, and he wasn't really an aggressive investor, but that's also from me working with other established real estate investors. You never stop. You never try to time the market. And I think that's where people get into trouble. They try to time the market. And so when you're seeing defaults, what's the saying? When there's blood on the street, it is time to buy. That is true. Now, it might not pan out right away. That doesn't mean it's a perfect buy. But over time, you tend to do better doing that than not doing anything at all.
So for me, excuse me. So for me, I have a specific strategy that I run. I like to buy properties that I can get to within 30 minutes. That's just a me thing, right? Mm-hmm. I'm looking for something that will cash flow. So the numbers have to make sense. So it's not really about like the specific area, but the numbers, right? Because with real estate, to me, you make your money on the buy. You know what I mean? So you make your money on the buy. If I could buy right and I could spend the correct number, then I'm okay with that. But I have a specific strategy. I like single family residential properties. I know there's a lot of multi out there. And, if I do multi, again, I'm going to do 2-bedroom units. No more 1-bedroom units for me. But I like single family residential properties that cash flow a certain amount. And with this strategy that I'm implementing now called the bricks and Bitcoin strategy, I was doing some numbers last night. If I can find something that after all expenses, and that includes reserve for replacements, I can cash flow just enough to put up $100. Hear this out, $100 over a 20-year period. Every individual property that I buy over a 20-year period will be worth $1 million.
And so to answer the question, Jim, because you said all that and you never answered the question, it sounds like you are still
numbers
in the 2026 market.
Yes, she said what environment, right? So in terms of environment, to me, when you speak about environment, are you talking about the financial environment? Or are you talking about like? Go
The
ahead.
first question was, are you looking to acquire more in 2026? The first
She
question.
said, she said what environment? You missed the whole part of the question.
What environment would you guys be looking to acquire more real estate projects in 2026?
That's not saying just would you. She said what environment? The environment to me is the most important part of that question. Literally, that's the operative. Like, what environment would you be looking to?
So if it's a high interest rate environment, are you looking to acquire real estate? If it's a low interest rate environment, are you
I
looking?
did answer the question. For me, it's all about the numbers. Doesn't do the numbers make sense?
He's looking to buy if the strategy makes sense. So the question is yes, as long as the strategy makes sense.
Well, that's what I said. I said it's all about the numbers, right? I said the numbers have to make sense. To me, it's always about the numbers.
Talk
If I
about
can,
okay. I'm gonna get
no, because I'm talking about the specific, my specific strategy. The number, I have to have a specific number in a specific property. That's the environment I'm looking to buy in. I'm answering the question.
I'm gonna get you a shirt that says hi, my name is Jimmy and I'm a black guy. Go ahead.
You take people's questions and make it your own question. You don't even be reading what they're asking.
I answered the question directly. Directly.
No,
So
you didn't.
he's still looking to buy real estate in 2026.
If the numbers make sense.
So is 50 doing more? I mean, I think that's a given now, right? I mean,
I don't know. I don't think it's a given, right? Because hear me out. I've been a person that were buying because I had the ability to buy. So the numbers made sense in terms of me being able to get financing. But
so
that's not enough.
You're speaking for trauma.
It is trauma, but it's not just trauma. It's a lesson. You know, every loss is a lesson. And the thing I realize is when I say numbers make sense, I mean from the business side, not the numbers make sense that, hey, I'll get financing for this. Someone is going to be willing to finance you for all kinds of deals, but doesn't mean you still should do it.
All right. Well, I'll say this. If anybody is doing a deal based solely on financing, you're a moron. That's all I got.
There's a lot of people that do that, bro.
Hey,
go to Instagram. You'll see pull from this card, pull from that card, get business funding.
Wait, and you talk about those people too. And you say, you know, people who are saying, I got a deal, I got financing, but I'm also about to file bankruptcy and I'm about to lose my house to foreclosure. So
super facts.
Yeah. So like anything we're doing, we're talking about being profitable. That's the plan. Now, again, things change, the markets change real quick, but that's always the goal when we start is to make money. It's got to be profitable. Over what time period? Now, that's a different thing. My stuff, I'm looking at long term, but it should be cash flowing at least at the very, very beginning. I can't get anything that's not cash flowing.
And by the way, when I say that $100 figure, that's not the total cash flow. That's the cash flow I want to allocate to my bricks and Bitcoin strategy. So I did the math. And with a 4% appreciation on the property, right? That's conservative, a little bit conservative. 4% appreciation, and I'm taking my CAGR, my compound annual growth rate of Bitcoin. I'm not even going to use the projected 50 or 30%. I'm taking it all the way down to 20. Over a 20-year period, every property, if I allocate that strategy, will be worth about $1 million. So I could take a single family residential property and run that strategy, and it's worth $1 million in 20 years. That's why I'm not in a rush.
Okay. All right. So Jason says this. That's the topic y'all should do a deep dive on: equity versus entrepreneurship. And so here's a funny thing, and I'm down to do it. Equity should be inherently involved in entrepreneurship, but a lot of times it's not. So,
but yeah. I think the other part about this is entrepreneurship isn't the only way to get equity.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
The Honorable Beyonce Knowles Carter says, "Pay me in equity."
All right, so we're going to put that on our Trussell board, and we're going to get to that, y'all.
My life now, I'm constantly brushing shoulders with 9-to-5 millionaires, real higher ups in healthcare. To think I started with a $50 laptop in the middle of the hood. Life is good, man. Congratulations to you and all your success, beloved.
That's fine.
Yeah. I've been thinking about getting into real estate next year. Let's get it. Listen, you need any help, any advice? You know what I'm saying? Let us know. Not that I know it all or Kamari knows it all, but we got live life experience. And
I would say start now. Don't wait till next year. And what I mean by that, let me clarify that. That isn't necessarily buying a property. That doesn't make you're renting, but you should be researching now. I believe, well, I know this. Jimmy's in the market every day. He's not buying every day, but he's in the market every day. You should have seen him yesterday. He gave me like 20 deals. Come on, I got this deal for you for the low.
No, I am. I'm in the market every day and looking at numbers every day.
He was like, look at this, look at this, look at this.
Listen, I'll tell you something else I do that seems minuscule, but it actually works. I have a specific SoFi account because SoFi allows you to set up buckets, right? So I have a bucket that I call, my RE investment bucket. So I might throw $25, $50 in there every month, but I do something or not.
And that's for when it's time to execute on a deal.
That's called a dry powder thing, right?
So is that strictly in cash, or you got it in stock or anything like that?
So here's how now I'm going too deep. It's a quick deep dive. So I only put $25 to $50 at most in a month, right? Once it hits $100, I have it automated to go to my River account in cash.
Okay.
Right? Let me explain to you why.
You get paid Bitcoin. I know why.
All right, now hear me out though. But River also allows you to have a cash account. So it sits in River in cash. And then what tends to happen is, but you only can make $100 deposit to that account. So $25, let's just say after 4 months, I don't do a deal. It goes over the River. Now it's giving me interest in Bitcoin, but it's sitting in cash. So now if I find a deal, let's say the deal is going to take me 10, 15,000 to get out of it. I got it that's sitting in River. Do the deal, refi, put the 10,000 back in River. So now River is technically becoming its own property too, right? From a framework standpoint.
Right.
You build that River account up to 100K, 200K. Now you're getting, 4% interest every month in Bitcoin. Well, 4% annually, but it's paid out every month in Bitcoin, right? But you can keep using that account to go back and forth to buy rental properties to do the same. So everything is the way I look at my entire finances now is like I'm almost a miner, right? So when people talk about the plantation, I don't say the plantation. I'm going to my fiat mine. I'm going to go mine. I'm grabbing my pick and I'm going to go mine.
Listen, your job is your real estate partner, bro.
That's right. I'm going to my mine. I got to work. Me and my partner got to get this money, man. So it is what it is, man. But Brandon, to answer that, like to respond to that comment, and thank you for the comment. If you need any help from us, we can tell you what we know. We don't know everything.
Don't know everything at all.
But also know people that probably can answer whatever question depending upon how you're trying to do it. Shout to Diamond Dave, our guy. Advise the price point is more important than the interest rate. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, so the interest rate is interesting, right? Because when it comes to real estate, to me, the interest rate is a thing, but it's not a thing because Diamond Dave is completely correct in saying that. I have someone I can partner with. Think I need to get into single family flip rather than dump into a multifamily deal right now. Listen, whatever numbers work for you.
Ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
Here's the crazy part, right? Before y'all current president became who he became, right? He had wrote a book years ago called The Art of the Deal.
It's trash. Go ahead. I'm sorry. And go ahead, Jim. Finish your point.
This is back when everybody loved him before he showed his true colors. Right back when the hip hop culture ingratiated him and they loved him. But I digress. But there was something I remember from that book. And in the Art of the Deal book, he talked about the fact that he would buy literally anywhere on the planet if the numbers made sense. Now that's a bit hyperbolic, but I get the point he was making because he was saying that he's considered a New York investor, but he owned property all over the place because for him it's really about the numbers. The numbers make sense.
He's trying to gentrify Gaza Strip, so
Hey, listen, those are his new real estate deals. I'm talking about the book he wrote back then, and back then you probably didn't despise the guy the way you do now.
No, I didn't, but he's been run. Never mind. We're not gonna make it.
I mean, I don't even care to talk about him. I'm just talking about. I'm referencing the book because I remember in the book that was the thing that he said in the specific book. Because I've been a finance nerd my entire life, so I read that book when the book came out, and he talked about the idea of the numbers making sense. He said he would literally buy anywhere. It didn't even have to be in New York. It didn't have to be in America. If the numbers made sense, he was trying to buy.
Now, Jim, get to Brandon's question or statement.
Brandon says, yes, I do need help. I do carpentry work on fixer-uppers on the side for a few people, and I just need to know where to start as for licensing. So, licensing in terms of what now? Are you talking about in terms of your trade or licensing in real estate? Do you even need to get a license? Brandon, if you're in the village, shoot me an inbox. We could jump on a call and we could have a conversation, man. Listen, for those in the village, man, y'all got questions. Listen, Jarrell will tell you, I jump and give you my personal number. We can have a conversation, man. So if you're in the village, shoot me a message. But I'm only doing that for people in the village too, man, because that's for a reason.
But Brandon, I will say, because I know a lot of people think you need to be licensed in order to be a real estate investor. That is not true. You actually have a competitive advantage that you could absolutely use to get into the market if you have time to do some of the carpentry work and some of the projects that you're looking to get into.
But I didn't know whether that licensing question was about real estate, or are you talking about getting licenses for your trade? That's why I wanted a little clarity on that.
That's why I'm assuming from what.
Okay.
I'm making it clear. Brandon, clarify that for that, please. But yes, I mean, I think you should look into it. To me, it's a no-brainer because you already got a lot of the skills that are needed. You know how to hang a door, probably know how to change a lock, know how to change windows. You can do everything. Everything me and Jimmy was struggling with last week.
Yo, me and Kamari was trying to change the lock on the property, and that turned into a full like sitcom, like, you know. So yeah, I listen. I'm very upfront. I have no skills when it comes to my hand. My brother inherited all those skills. Me personally, I got none of that.
All right, so hold on. So here we go. Yes, for real estate.
What where are you located at, Brandon? Where are you located at? Yeah, so Jamil is in the building. Jamil, I was just talking about you before you popped up. I was laughing, and Mecca made a comment about the metaverse, and I said Jamil would get that joke if he was here. You know what I'm saying? Not the metaverse, the netaverse. But anyway, because it's funny that Mecca says that, because I think Boy actually did create his own little metaverse.
I mean, he definitely had his corner.
Hey, listen, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Like,
so Jay Sims, I mean, here's the deal. I can change a lock too. I used to do a lot of lock change, but I was telling Jimmy, I'm rusty. I'm trash now.
So I've changed a lock before in my life, but, and not to say that I did it easily, but I've also changed a tire before in my life. I won't do that no more either. Nope. I'm just being honest with you.
Roadside assistance all the way, baby.
What are we talking about? I just listen, and Jason, I'm just being honest. Like, it's just not a good use of my time.
And by the way, just because you're a woman doesn't matter. Like I got a couple contractors. My main contractor right now is a woman, and she's
our main contractor. We rolling with her. We rolling with Rush, man.
I paid though. He ain't paid yet. So my contractor.
You don't know what I paid.
Okay, show me the receipts. I'll show you mine. Put yours on the table. I'll put mine on the table.
Hey, yo.
Why is that a?
No, just go ahead. Just go ahead, man. Just go ahead, man. Just go ahead.
Get your mind out the gutter, man. Get your mind out the gutter. All right, Jim, you're the money guy. Nothing wrong with it. Everybody needs a money guy. There we go.
Yeah, man. I'm the numbers guy. LaGrange, Georgia. I never heard LaGrange before.
So it's an hour outside of Atlanta. So it's down south.
So I don't know that you need a license in Georgia to operate. I don't know. Matter of fact, I know you don't. You don't need a real estate license to operate. Now, what I will tell you is this, though, and it's kind of an unpopular opinion. I don't even know if it's unpopular anymore. I do think that there's value in getting a license, though, because I think that the classes and passing the exam gives you a certain knowledge base of real estate that will help you as you start your investing journey. So I don't think it's a problem with it. I also think that having a license gives you a little bit of a competitive advantage because you get access to data with that license and you get access to deals. So I'm always pro licensure, but I don't think you need it is where I'm going with that.
So I think Jimmy has been trying to line me up to be an agent under him, y'all. And I'm not saying pause for that.
Here you go. Here you go.
For a minute. For that very reason, though, there definitely is value to having access to the MLS, getting other deals. You'll get more deal flow. So, yeah, I agree.
Here we go.
You don't have to. Normally, you don't have to. If you buy a home, you can have that home. You can do whatever you need to do.
So Jamil has a question.
Okay.
Have you seen the recent PBD video on buying versus renting? Interested in your take on his formula with numbers, credit area, plan. So I didn't see his video. I tend not to watch a lot of his content.
Yeah, he trolled.
But send me the video. Send me the video, Jamil. I will watch it to respond to it. You know, we still gotta respond to that other video you sent us too. But I will take it. I will watch it and respond to it. As a matter of fact, we can make that more village content, Kamari. We can respond to the first video Jamil sent us and respond to the PBD video.
Yeah, I mean, we said we was going to do that. We just said we wanted a person, but yeah, let's make that a priority this week.
Yes, we will get it done this week. So And also Jamil's question: you familiar with Asia Denson Construction, a female GC and investor out of Detroit? I do know who she is.
I thought she was from Philly. She's from Detroit.
I didn't. Well, I know who she is. I know her name. Because I think she's cool with Malik, I believe. And I met her at one of these events or whatever. I don't know her like that. I can't say we ain't friends or nothing like that. Don't get me twisted, but I know who she is.
Okay. But
yeah, our GC is Camille Legacy Builders, man. She's also a legend, man. Go follow her on socials.
My GC.
Our GC.
Put that bread up, man. Put it on the table.
Listen, man. I'm about to give her. All right, you know what? You're gonna. All right, it's all good.
Okay.
And shout to her too, though, because she hooked me up with the Simply Safe and all that. So
she gave you a whole key book. I gave you that.
Yeah, you tried to, Anyway, but yeah, salute to her though.
Listen, man, I had it for you. Didn't want to come get it.
And she'll come Mari up with the Peruvian towel. So
let's not pay for them Peruvian towels, sir. And what no hookup. But listen, she's worth every penny. She's worth every penny.
Jim, did you post the Delta link?
He did not. He's gatekeeping, y'all.
I'm not gatekeeping. I was trying to make sure them sats got paid. Jamil, I got you.
That was like 3 days ago, man.
Listen, I had the camp yesterday. It was 2 days ago. Yesterday was the camp. He asked me Friday night. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man. Listen, man. So this week in the village, we got first of all, I'm gonna get the Delta video in the village ASAP. I gotta also catch up at the village with all the different stuff we did on YouTube. And we did a dope interview yesterday too.
Yes, we did.
That'll be in the village soon too. We did a dope interview strictly for the village yesterday. Like I said, village gets everything first. So and the interview was with a brother who owns an HVAC company, the one that came to speak to the youth. So that was super dope.
I got another thing dropping in the village later today once I fix it up about trust. Everyone wants to talk about trust. Also, real quick though, as your accountability partner, Kamari, because you told me 2 weeks ago, you and Corey. Let me finish. I don't think I signed on for that, sir. But go ahead.
You did. 2 weeks ago, you and Corey were out to lunch, right? And you said, hold me accountable. You said, write it down. And I wrote down two things. One thing, you had a due date of November 18th, right? That's not done yet either. So I'm gonna leave that alone, but you still got time left for that one.
But okay.
And the other one though, I got that notification this morning that you were supposed to have 2 of the 3 videos done and in the village by today. So as your accountability partner, I'm letting you know you failed. That's all.
I don't think I have access to those now. I'm looking at that. But
they're in the Google Keep.
Put the no. Put the other video in the Google Drive and send it to me, sir, from yesterday. And I'll have 3 out of 3 done. So except for the one.
Now give me a date so you can be held accountable. The village is in the chat, so they know. Give me a date so you can be held accountable. When will all 3 of these videos be done in the village?
No, the next 3 we got. So listen, I'll tell y'all, we've been cooking. We got Markia Brown. We got a video outstanding for that. Right. We have the Heat and Air Guys video. So that's 2. Then we have one that we did an event at a great Black-owned coffee place in Philadelphia called Coffee Creams and Dreams, talking about the power of investments. Those are the 3 that I want to do. There's one more that I know I need to do, but I'm not ready to do that one yet.
I know you're not. I get that. But I'm talking about for those 3, though. What's the date you want me to put? Because I'm going to update the date now.
Friday. But make sure.
Whoa, that's aggressive. This Friday, you're going to have all 3 done?
This Friday.
All right, y'all hear that? So this Friday, all 3 will be done.
Let's see.
And by the way, when we pull up for our Friday show, if they're not done, I want y'all to be a witness. Jamil here, Shavar's here, Brent, everybody here, that he said he would have all 3 done. Now you got a whole group of accountability partners now.
What is Friday's date?
You have a whole group of accountability partners. We all gonna hold you accountable now, man.
What's Friday's date?
Let's see. So yesterday was what, the 1st, the 8th, so 7th.
Damn. I was trying to time it where I'm out of town and I won't be here.
You trying to be with the Magic Johnson? I ain't gonna be here.
I'll be here Friday.
Oh, where you on your way to, man?
Hey man, listen, it's my birthday month. Shout out to Scorpios. It's Scorpio season. So
where you going though?
I'm getting flued out. I don't know. I'm getting flued out somewhere.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. There we go. So Jamil is shooting you bail. He said today ain't over with, right? So you still got the day to get those 2 done.
That's right. I got one already done, the one on trust. But yeah, you're right, Jamel. Let's get her done.
It was by today. All right, so now y'all hear that. Three new pieces of content that are strictly for the village first. Before we do put them anywhere else, they're going to go to the village. He said Friday.
But I ain't gonna hold y'all. I ain't gonna get them all done today. But I'm gonna get a couple done today. So,
all right, and by the way, he already told you. So Markia one is dope. And for those who don't know Markia is like a super viral TikToker and our sister who talks a lot about credit. Markia Brown.
Yeah.
So Markia Brown, that'll be I was just looking at her TikTok. Her TikTok blew up like crazy. Like I don't even know. Like
close. She was already over 200,000. But listen, if you got
that's what I'm saying. But she even got more. Like let me see.
Yeah, because she's been actually. I think she's found a new groove. Because if you peep it, she's been talking more and more about community. She and I have been talking about that, and a lot of people understand what she's talking about. But you know what? We're going to do a show on that video.
So shout out to Markia. So she got 215,000 on TikTok. So she been going crazy on TikTok. But she came out and sat down with us live. She came to our camp, sat down with us. So we did one with her. The other one, like he said, is with Joel Wilson. Joel, who is the president of IB Big Investment Group, right? So we did it with sit down with him at a live event. That was the other video, and then we did a video yesterday with a brother who runs his own HVAC company, who's super dope. So we'll have all 3 of those in the village, man. And we got, like I said, whenever Kamari's ready, we're going to announce our next project that we're working with. That's going to go to the village first too. So we got.
Now, no, we can't talk about it now. I got to do a couple of things.
Okay, so we talk. We'll disclose our new project on Friday because that's about to drop and that's going to be a game changer.
Yes, it is.
With that being said, though, listen, we appreciate y'all. Remember, y'all got to hold Kamari accountable. He said by Friday. I'm going to put some stuff up in there now for those that missed our class with the Deltas. I'm going to put that in the village so you can check out our class we taught for the sisters at of the Deltas. That'll be in the village. That'll be in the village today. I want y'all to hold me accountable. By the end of the day, it'll be in the village. There you go. All right, man. So with that being said, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We will see y'all on Friday. Or for those in the village, we'll see you in the village with some content. Make sure to leave us feedback, leave us comments in the village. I
want to show something real quick.
December 6th is our next camp too, y'all.
December 6th.
Saturday school. Yeah, Saturday school.
All right. So I have a question for everybody that's watching. What can we do? Because if you were on, I was saying I'm disappointed in the turnout. What do y'all think we should do to increase our turnout so we can reach more of the youth and be more impactful? What do y'all think? Well, check this out, Jim.
Another homie of mine, he basically said something about what's he doing it all the time. I don't know about that.
It's got a whole French show. So I just love to show that because I just found out, and I've known this brother for years, that's his father on there. So it's a multi-generational business. And I guess that it's different for me.
Yeah.
Product of a second generation business.
Yeah, the crazy part about it is, right? So I thought he was just going to pull up and just come into class and talk to the kids. He brought an entire heating system with him.
Yes, he did.
A whole heating system and carried it up steps. I was like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah. And yes, Marquis is definitely credited Anti-Black LLC Trust and the sovereignty Twitter. Yes, she is. That's why she's my sister.
Yeah. Salute to Marquis though. So she sat down with us, and that's a dope. That we had a dope talk there too.
And so I wanted to show you that video just to let you know that we made sure we did an interview with him because you asked us to talk to him so you could talk to your nephew and show your nephew. So that will be. I'll work on getting that one done today. As long as Jimmy shares the footage.
It's the footage is already in the file. I'm gonna share it with you right now before we even get off here, so you can stop with the nonsense, man. Listen. I'm glad y'all here though, because now we gonna hold this brother accountable.
Okay. So P. Morton says, spend more time on the YouTube end. I'm honestly the only one over here. Which page are you on, P. Morton?
Yeah.
So we are sharing on a couple pages. the Buy the Hood page, the Black Wealth Rebels page, the Finance Rebel page as well. And we're also streaming on Facebook as well. Now, I'm going to say this. Normally, the Buy the Hood page gets most of the traction. I think they like Jimmy more. They like Jimmy and Corey more than me.
Here he go.
So as of right now, we got 20 people in the room. 10 of those people are from Buy the Hood. So Buy the Hood is over indexed.
Here he goes.
Listen, I'm not making this up. I'm telling you the truth.
People like to hear the truth. That's all. And by the way, I just shared you all the footage, all the files. See, he caught y'all at the end on Finance Rebel. Yeah, he's on the Finance Rebel page.
All right, and so the Black Wealth Rebels right now has 2 people watching, and then we got a couple on Facebook. So
real quick though, I just shared you the files for the HVAC joint, so you can get to working on that. And don't slander me. That's done.
And I just remember something. I was supposed to go get my haircut, y'all, so I got to get off this thing.
No comment. You slandered me yesterday when I tried to ask you a legit question.
That was not a legit question. All of Jimmy's questions towards me are slanted questions.
That's not true at all. I show nothing but love to Kamari.
But listen, Jamel, we got you. That'll be up shortly. And we'll catch you all on Friday. If not,
all right, y'all.
Later,
Stay
y'all.
safe, y'all.
Have a great
Black
day.
Queens forever.